Hi friends, in this video we are going to see about the top six things which you should make your child do at as early as possible so that they lead a healthy life. The first thing I would like to suggest is making use of the non-dominant hand. So for most of us, the right hand, almost 90%, the right hand is the dominant hand, and for only 10% of the people, the left hand is the dominant hand. So as we use our right hand, the left brain becomes the dominant brain. So the left brain is responsible for language, number skills, and analytical thinking. But the right brain is actually responsible for creativity, imagination, intuitive thinking, emotional intelligence, expressing our ideas and thoughts. So this becomes very essential if your child wants to stand out in their life. So while making use of the non-dominant hands, it actually strengthens our neural connections and also promotes the growth of the new neurons. So how can we do this? If you are practicing writing in the right hand all the times, you can start practicing in your left hand. Start writing in your left hand. You can learn some skills like keyboard, some dancing, or practicing batting in left hand. So all those things will make sure that you use both the hands equally. So this is called ambidextrous. So the second thing I would like to enhance about is increasing our physical activity. So why physical activity essential? As we know, the important cause for all the diseases is sedentary lifestyle. So if your child starts doing, if your child has a good physical activity right from his childhood, he will have a strengthened bone and muscles. So his bone density will be higher, his muscle density will be higher. Even though if your child doesn't have enough physical activity at his young age, and if you see at the 25-30 years of age, still they will be lean. They have to go to the gym or some other thing. Then they have to increase their muscle mass or their bone mass, but this won't be as efficient as doing in the childhood, because if you encourage them to do it in childhood, it will also improve their cardiovascular system and the pulmonary system. So the power of the capacity of the lungs and the heart will be more if they do it at that age, and also the wear and tear will be less, so their body will actually adapt to whatever the things they're actually doing. So apart from increasing the strength of the muscles, bones, and the cardiovascular system and the pulmonary system, it also strengthens our brain. So those children who study, like it's not, there is no exact relation between because of playing sports he might not study well, nothing like that, because those who are playing, their mental capacity will be much higher, their memory power, everything will be higher. If you think that the people, it may distract them, it's not the actual reason. At the when it comes to the real life, they will be, their brain capacity will be much more than the normal person who doesn't have that much physical activity. And also it improves our mental health and it prevents anxiety, depression. And as we know very well, the main cause for all the non-communicable diseases like diabetes, hypertension, cardiac diseases, stroke, everything is obesity, and one more thing is like physical inactivity. So if they are doing physical activity, it will prevent them from getting all those diseases. So the third thing I would like to say is learning new skills. So why is it essential to learn a new skill? Like learning new skill may be anything, like from reading new books every day. So book reading is one of the habits which you should induct your child at a very early age. So if they start reading new books only, then only they will come to get the ideas from various people. So learning new skills may be anything like learning a new language, learning a musical instrument, learning to singing, learning to dance, learning a YouTube video, and start making, doing something by himself or herself. So learning new thing may be anything. So how does it actually help? It again, it strengthens the neural pathways. It helps in the growth of the new neurons. It keeps our brain active. So those people who learn new things will never get bored. So we know that an idle mind is a devil's workshop. So if they are never bored, they will always learn new things, and they will be creative. They will be the inventors, and they won't get stuck with any other mental illnesses like dementia, Alzheimer's, anxiety, depression, and all those things will never hit them at any cost. So the fourth thing is educate your child about health. So why is it essential? Your child should actually know from, if he starts brushing in the morning, he should know why we are using the specific brand of the that brand paste. So why is it essential? Does the brand contain fluoride or not? So what is the side effects of fluoride? If he is bathing with some soap, he should know why we are picking up the specific brand of soap. So is that soap made from coconut oil or is it made from some other oil? So why is it essential to bath with a soap made from coconut oil? If he is eating something, you should know why we should eat fruits and vegetables. So what kind of processing we use. So all those things you should know. Is using a refrigerator is good or not? Is deep frying is good or not? What is transfer? So all those things is we should use refined oil or refined sugar, whether he should use them or not. He should learn by himself. We should not force them to follow this and that. They should have the knowledge to test whether we should use those things or not. Why is it essential means if you see just 100 years before from right now, almost 50% of the foods which we have right now would not have existed at all. The thought of having those things would not have existed. For example, the refined sugars, the concept of the refined sugar, the concept of the refined oils, all those things came just before 100 years. So the food processing, the refrigerators, they would not have come before 100 years. What else? Like the preservatives, the colors we add to the food. So almost all the things, like recently also frozen food technology, almost all the things are coming and they're becoming widely prevalent. These packed foods and all we would not have never seen at all, like before 50 years and all. If you ask an Indian like before 50 years, do you know about olive oil? Most of them will say never. But due to globalization, all those food processing techniques, we have almost access to all the food items like pizzas, burgers. Even they started making pizza burgers in home also. So it has become that simple. So if you see, if the growth of the food processing industry is in such a fast pace, like in next 10 or 20 years, you would see almost a lot of food items which we could have never thought of at all. So if they have the knowledge what to do and what not to do, then they can actually test whether eating this food is good for health or not. Then they can rightly choose the right kind of food so that they remain healthy throughout their life. So the fifth thing is making them learn social skills. So socializing is one of the most important things which anyone should learn at any age. Why is it essential? Apart from health reasons also. So it is essential for health. Apart from healthy reasons, socializing is the thing which gives happiness for everyone. Only like relationship, friendship, all those things is what gives actual happiness. When you help a person only, you will get the actual happiness of serving the purpose of the life. So apart from that, while coming to health, it improves the mental health, it prevents anxiety, depression, and all those things like Alzheimer's, different dementia. Those things are less incident in these people who socialize well. Apart from that, it improves immunity and also it improves the brain health like memory power, cognition. All those things are improved in those people who have good social skills. And also it improves the quality of the life, improves the confidence of the, it improves their self-esteem and all those things. And the sixth thing is spirituality. If you ask me to elaborate about spirituality, we can elaborate for days, elaborate for like any amount of time. But I would like to conclude it just by telling a story. In an experiment, in a research conducted in the Harvard University, Harvard Medical School, they had two sets of patients. For the one set of patients, they were prayed to get cured faster. And the other set of patients, no interventions were made. So those people who for whom interventions were made, they healed much faster, even though they doesn't know that someone are actually praying for them to cure faster. So you can say that if I think I want to cure faster, my mind may help, the universe may come and help me so that I get healed faster. But actually, they don't pray for themselves. And if they know that someone is already praying for them, then you can argue that okay, they know that someone is praying for them, so they may think that they may get healed faster. But they don't. But they actually don't know that someone is praying for them to get well faster. So there is something which which is beyond our perception. So it is essential to perceive that thing which is beyond our perception. That's what beyond our senses. So if we are seeing uh, a hand, it means the light is getting blocked. That's why we are seeing the hand. But if we use just all our five senses to perceive this hand, we will see this just as a hand. We won't see anything beyond that. We won't see the life behind that. So it's always essential to perceive the things which we can't actually perceive with our five senses alone. So friends, is this video useful? Did you find this video useful? So leave your comments about this video and also suggest the topics for the upcoming videos. See you in one another useful video. Until then, it's Aravind signing off.